We're live. Welcome to another edition of the Willy Bragg Show. I'm your host, Willy Bragg. Before I get started, I'm going to give you my usual little spiel. And that is to be sure to like the video because that helps with the algorithm. Be sure to also comment on the video and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell on YouTube. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook. And that is my big spiel when I start this video. Quick, simple, and to the point. And also quick and simple and to the point. Let's start with the controversy at hand. And that is what happened on March 27th. On March 27th, there was a shooting. And I think that you got to be a pretty sick individual to be so contrarian to act like that the shooting was a wonderful event. I think that everybody from across the political spectrum, no matter where you stand on the cultural war issues of the day, can agree that the shooting was a national tragedy. It is a national tragedy, and we should never rejoice or anything. What's happened, everybody's a victim with regard to what happened. And it took place at the Covenant School, which is a Presbyterian private school, which resulted in the deaths of 7 people and the injury of 1 person. And the assailant was Aiden Hell, formerly known as Audrey Elizabeth Hell. And that is where the controversy is right there. And really, the controversy should be the shooting itself, not necessarily who shot the people. But there are people on the other side, and I hate to make it as a left versus right issue, but since the right wing wants to make it a left versus right issue, I have to respond with a left wing perspective. Now, I don't take a 21st century 2023 shit lib perspective of what needs to be done, but I want to take what's been what should be a traditionally leftist perspective, which is probably the best perspective to take. There's no probably, it is. And I want to make it clear that the shooting was terrible, evil, no matter who does it, and no matter who the victims are, no matter who this sort of thing. Is never to be condoned. Gun violence is never, ever to be condoned under any circumstances. Now, let's talk about the issue of guns. Now, every time a shooting takes place, you get a lot of these liberals, many of them well-meaning, very misguided. It's like, we need to specially emphasize on sensible gun control legislation. And then the right would be like, what are you trying to do? Take away our guns? You ain't going to take away my guns. Over my dead body, you ain't going to take away my guns. You ain't going to take away our guns. Our founding fathers were meant for us to be armed to the teeth. You ain't going to take away our guns. There you go. That's the debate between the left and right today. So I have a unique view. And it isn't the shitlib perspective, and it sure as hell isn't the right-wing perspective, the unhinged, you ain't gonna take away our guns. I'm not necessarily trying to imitate Alex Jones, but to me, that's how a lot of these right-wing asses sound to me. I would support gun control if I lived in England, or if I lived in Japan, or if I lived in most countries that has gun control around the world. I'm going to be honest with you, because it works. Why would I not support gun control in the United States? Because guns are pretty much mired in the American culture. And so, and it doesn't have to be mired in a right-wing direction. It could be mired in a progressive left-leaning direction too. But unfortunately, the right wing wins the public relations battle on the gun debate. And I think that the left, most of the left are kind of missing an opportunity to win back those who would otherwise not side with the right on the gun control. Most gun manufacturing companies are unionized. Don't want to see another unionized job disappear. That's one. Two, it's very populist to support the idea of gun ownership. And there's a lot of hardworking, unionized, blue-collar people that own guns. And they're not right-wing folks. And they're okay with Medicare for all, and they're okay with raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour. And even if they're a little nervous on some social issues, they could be persuaded to be for the LGBTQ rights and be for all the intersectionality that the purple hair kids at the college desire. And we should encourage that. I just would not go and try to silence speech like some of the purple hair kids do. Not all purple hair kids in the college. I'm just kind of making an extreme example, just like the gun nuts on the right. Yeah. But anyway, so they go around and claiming that they're all alpha and they're all about Second Amendment remedies and all of this, and they're all for trying to preserve the Second Amendment in an absolutist way. But just like the issue of censorship, they lie. They lie, because they put up this whole front that they're for free speech for everybody, and it's been found out that they're starting to favor book banning and all of that, and banning drag shows and banning drag queens, and they're just trying to right now their target is to ban the trans community out of existence. And so Ben Shapiro and others on the right are now advocating confiscating or banning the trans community from owning firearms. And I'll let you hear it from the horse's ass's mouth.
You have the entire media that has rallied around the idea that Tennessee Republicans are to blame. When a trans person shoots up a bunch of Christian school kids, Tennessee Republicans are to blame. So you have the Wall Street Journal with a piece titled "Tennessee Republicans Face Pressure After Nashville School Shooting." Oh, it's the Republicans who are facing pressure, naturally. It's not Democrats. It's not people who promote a perverse ideology suggesting that boys can be girls. None of that. No. It's the Republicans, of course. Or perhaps it is the New York Times saying, after mass shootings, Republicans expand access to guns, right? Because, of course, the problem is the guns. It's not the problem of disturbed people, an increasing number of disturbed people, as we talked about yesterday on the show. It's none of that. Now, the real problem is that there are too many guns, and Republicans are complicit in that. Or perhaps Maggie Haberman over at the New York Times reporting DeSantis to visit gun store on book tour days after Nashville shooting. Dems call it beyond the pale. It's now beyond the pale for you to even be in the remote proximity of guns because somebody got shot. That is the way that all of this works, according to the left. So you're allowed to take over government buildings. You're allowed to do whatever you want. You're on the left, after all. And Republicans are the ones who are truly to blame. Meanwhile, in the second kind of line of narrative here is even more perverse than the gun control line of narrative. The gun control narrative is ridiculous in the sense that this person legally obtained the guns. I'm unaware what law would be passed that would have prevented this person from obtaining the guns. I'm perfectly fine with banning people who suffer from gender dysphoria from purchasing weapons. That seems to me a pretty significant symptom of an underlying mental malaise that could theoretically be a problem in terms of owning firearms. But
You heard him say it. He favors the transgender community from owning a firearm. I'll let him continue and I'll comment afterwards.
I don't think the left believes the same thing. But that takes us to our second narrative. The second narrative is that the true victims, the real reason this happened, the real reason a trans man shot up a bunch of Christian school kids is because right-wingers are intolerant bigots. And so the real victim here is not the Christian school kids who got murdered. Those are not the Christian school teachers who got murdered. Those, the administrators. No, none of those people are the real victims. The real victim is the shooter and people like the shooter. That is it. That is the narrative the media are drawing today. And it is just, it's vile. I mean, I'm not sure that I've ever seen the media turn this much in favor of sympathetic stories about a shooter this quickly.
Okay. All right. Ben Shapiro takes the absolute partisan hacky line as he normally would, is to be expected. But here's the thing. And the thing is, here I just want to just make my case that, you have Blair White, and Blair White is a conservative transgender woman who favors gun ownership and a Second Amendment absolutist view. Ben Shapiro is a transgender woman who favors discriminating against herself. There you have it, folks. So, and it's not just Ben Shapiro. It's also women like Michael Knowles and women like Matt Walsh. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that they favor because, they're right-wing snowflakes. They're politically correct and they want their safe space. So there is that. And so anyway, now for those that are on the left, my solution is not to favor gun control. The NRA is a problem. They're cancer. I despise the NRA. I think that the NRA is highly partisan, and they make a culture war out of everything. And they connect it with private gun ownership. That's how they do. And so I do not personally believe in trying to enable a group like the NRA. Even though if they would be just for gun ownership and that's all they're for, I wouldn't have a problem with them. There's much more to the NRA and Gun Owners of America and some of these other so-called gun Second Amendment organizations, pro-gun organizations. But what I would like to tell the left is if you're a leftist and you favor a Second Amendment, but you don't want the trash that comes with the politics of the NRA, I offer you an alternative. It's called the Socialist Rifles Association. And the Socialist Rifles Association is for people who are on the left that wants to have firearms around for their own personal use, for recreational, leisurely use, and for use of protection and use for hunting. And you doing it as a leftist. And I encourage. I will leave the information, all their information on the notification, on the description box below. So I encourage you all to check out the Socialist Rifles Association. You can find them on Facebook. You can find them on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. So there is also that. And I just want to say that basically that when it comes to this whole idea of the culture war and all of that, liberals, leftists, and even those who are to the left of liberalism and the progressivism, if you're a socialist, if you're a social democrat, you're a communist, if you're a tanky or a trot or an anarchist, I want you all, well, anarchists are pro-guns as a general rule, but if you're in any of these areas on the red side of the left, I don't mean red as in MAGA or red Republican, but red as in, socialists and communists and all that. I encourage each and every one of you to become pro Second Amendment, because you need it for your protection, and they're coming after us. I don't own a gun. I don't plan to own a gun, but I'm not going to stop somebody from owning a gun. It's just there's no reason for me to try to do this, but I am going to encourage each and every one of you to for your own protection. The alt-right, it wants to kill us all, whether you're leftist, whether you're African American, whether you're Jewish, whether you're Latino or LGBTQ or what have you. They want to kill us all. We're all in this together, folks. We need this for our protection. Union folks, you need this for your protection. They've been busting the unions for years. You need this for your protection, because if Tea Party people and January 6th insurrectionists and all these creeps can walk around with firearms, and they're doing it to protect themselves, the left should be able to do the same and fuck the right wing for their lies and hypocrisy. Those on the right who are engaged in that. And I'm sure there are some conservatives and some who are not even particularly fond of LGBTQ rights that recognize the slippery slope scenario of banning trans from owning guns. I'm sure they'll be like, I don't care. I don't particularly like the damn queers, but well, I don't want people. They start to take away their guns. When Democrats get back in, they'll try to take away my guns. That's some of them will start thinking like that. I don't care why, as long as you're consistent. This is all I care about, regardless. So, for those on the right who recognize the slippery slope scenario, I'm not really attacking you. So that little subsection of the right that understands where I'm coming from. So, but those like Ben Shapiro and Michael Knowles, that's his name, and Matt Walsh, fuck off. Spin on this, motherfuckers. Fuck y'all. Anyway, if you like what you heard, please press like and comment. Oh, let me say hi to everybody here, and then I'll sign off. Let's see here. It says here, Snipe Hunter says hi. Hi. Anthony Malecki says hi, Willie. Hi. And Norman Kina said, I don't know what language that is, but hello, my friend Norman Kina. Let's see. BS is full of BS. Oh, and that's Ben Shapiro is full of Ben Shapiro, or bullshit is full of bullshit, and has disregard for the Constitution in every manner he does. Yeah, let's see. Yes, you have. Let's see. Free Willy. Our mission. Skinny Nose. Okay. Let's see. Fierce Policy Coalition is a good organization as well. I'll check it out. We'll talk about that, Snipe. Let's see. Fierce. Let's see. Firearm Coalition is a good organization as well. Spell check screwed me earlier. That's okay. I'm guilty of that as well. Know how to make an ammo. And see. Okay. Okay, well, I was just conclude with this note here that if you like what you heard, press like and comment anyway. If you disagree with what I have to say, feel free to share the content on this channel. As the First Amendment absolutist, it's my duty to inform you to create your own platform and utilize it, because we are in fact the muckrakers of our time. And remember to follow me on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and all the other platforms I'm on. And until next time, reject corporate media because they have nothing to offer us. I'm Willy Bragg. I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye.